Welcome to the Manifestation Pod. We're Sam and Louise, two ordinary mums living extraordinary lives.
Every 2 weeks, we're diving into a new well-being, self-care or self-development topic that we've used to manifest a life of joy.
We want you to join us on this journey. We are all about building a community of people who are ready to do the same, manifest their best life, one step at a time.
So grab a cuppa, get comfy, and let's get started. Hey, happy Tuesday. So in the last episode, if you could even call it that, because it was very short, I did say I would do a proper podcast in the next couple of days, and here we are, it's Tuesday, so I thought I'd just come on. I'm going to give a little life update, and then I have had lots going on since we last spoke. I've been to college. I've done a college course and I finished it today, and I think I'm going to put it into practice and do decluttering your finances, which I know we've covered before. But this time it's going to be a bit more professional because I know what I'm doing now. So I think I want to do that for the next episode. And then the one after that, I'm going to do something on the lines of, you can tell I've not prepped for this, can't you? Something on the lines of how to get, well, I was going to say the perfect man, but maybe the perfect anything. It's basically about boundaries, putting them in place and being laser focused on what you want, so that you are not being distracted by the things that you don't want. So that could be a man, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be anything. I think that's going to be a really good episode, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. So, me and Sam, just to update you, we've not had a fallout, it's all good, but we have kind of gone our own ways professionally. So Sam is going down a very spiritual path, which, as you know, is her, her bag. And I've gone a little bit more corporate by accident more than design, but that's where we are. And I think we were just increasingly not finding the time to do the podcast together. It was quite hard. I mean, it's been quite difficult even seeing each other socially, never mind trying to do something work-wise together. So we kind of had a decision about not doing the pod anymore, because I think Sam felt that if we're not going to do it with any real intention, there's no point in doing it. And I completely agree with that. I don't want it to be half-hearted. I want it to be good, or as good as it can be, you know. Anyway, so that was the plan. We were just going to stop doing it. And then I felt a bit sad about that, and I feel like I just wanted to connect with people, and this is a way of doing it. And I always felt after doing a podcast, it always felt a little bit like therapy, which we've talked about on the pod. So I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to give it a go, doing it on my own, and we'll just see how that works, whether it works for the time being or whether it doesn't, whether everybody switches off because actually it was Sam they preferred and not me, which is fine, each to their own. But yeah, I just thought I'd give it a go. And I thought at the very least, even if I had no listeners at all, yeah, it's just good for me from a therapeutic point of view. But I'm just looking at the time, and I've been talking for 3 minutes 20. I'm already out of breath. And I feel like I could really wrap it up now, and that feels really, really short and ridiculous because surely I've got more things to talk about, and I have, but it's weird doing it on my own because I've not got Sam to bounce off, and to kind of, for me to have a little break, and then she talks, and we'd have a little plan beforehand of who was going to do what. In fact, funnily enough, college work, I've done a teaching qualification and I've got a lesson plan in front of me. And maybe I could use that for the podcast because it literally set out what you're doing at each part of the lesson. And maybe I could do something similar for the podcast so that I don't run out of steam and that, you know, I don't run out of things to say, because that'd be a bit crap, wouldn't it? Anyway, I feel like I'm just waffling now just to fill space while I'm thinking of what on earth I can talk about. So I think I'm going to reach out to people now. It's just me on my own. The one thing that I do like about this, and me and Sam talked about this, is I felt like when me and Sam did the podcast, because it was me and her talking to each other, it felt very much like me and her having a conversation and you guys were just listening to it. But I always felt like we didn't interact with you that much. And I know it can be difficult to interact with someone that's not actually physically there. But I want to interact with you. I had a little look after the 2-minute update that I did the other day at if anyone had even listened to it. And within 5 minutes, I think I'd had three people had listened to it. And one was in Buxton, which I think may have been Sam. But the other two were in West Virginia. And I was just like, wow. Just me doing it. I'm sat in my kitchen doing a little bit of a recording in Staley Bridge on a very cold and wet day. It's not cold, actually, it's just wet. I can't even remember where I recorded that the other night. But yeah, to think that people on the other side of the world are listening to it is just, it's insane. And I've never really got used to that, but I think because people don't interact with us. I mean, we have got an Instagram page, the Manifestation Pod, where people could chat to us. And we have had a couple of people like talk to us on there. Rebecca from Ireland. I mean, she's Irish. I'm not really sure whether she lives in Ireland because I've never gone on Instagram, and maybe that's a step forward for me to start going on Instagram and connecting more with people. But Rebecca, who's Irish and may or may not live in Ireland, reached out to us. And I know, like we chatted a few times, I think Sam more so than me, because Sam's really good at connecting online, and I'm a bit like, oh, I just want to put my phone away for a while. But it would be so good to connect with anybody who's listening to this pod. You could either DM or you could put a comment on. Thinking about it, I'm going to have to upload something to say that a new episode has landed. I mean, I've not even done Instagram for that long. I'm not even sure I can remember how to post. Maybe one of my starting points needs to go on some kind of like social media course. Doesn't really appeal to me though. Yeah, maybe I just need to get some help with that. But yeah, if people want to reach out, I would love to hear from someone who listens. Even if it was like a bit negative, but please don't be too negative, because I've got quite a thin skin, regardless of what I say on here. I think I'm really open on the pod because in my brain, you know when people go on Big Brother and they say like they forgot the cameras were there, that's how I feel doing this. And I know Sam was the same. She'd be in her office, I'd be in my office, we'd be having this chat between like, you know, friends, two people having a chat, and I'd forget that like not half the world, but we've not got that many listeners, but people are like, our locations are half the world, our locations are crazy where people listen to this. I can't imagine why someone in, I don't know, Abu Dhabi could relate to like two females talking in the kitchens about the stuff we talk about. And I'm quite fascinated by other people's lives, and yeah, thinking about people in different countries and what their day-to-day life is like and how different it is from mine, or not. It might be exactly the same, I don't know, or there might be loads of similarities, but oh yeah, someone please just reach out. That would be so, so good. I can't even, it's hard to describe unless you've done a podcast or you've had any kind, I've no wish to go viral ever, but I'm quite a private person, but I can't even tell you what that would be like if somebody said, oh, hi, Louise, I listened to your pod and I've listened to it for a while. I'd literally be like, really? And there must be people who listen to it because we get our figures, and I know that people listen to it, and I know that they're really geographically varied. But yeah, someone, just one of you, I mean, God knows how many episodes this will get, but I think we've had on some episodes like a couple of hundred people listening to it per episode. So out of 200 people, I mean, if 200 people listen to this, and I very much doubt they will, because I think the algorithm's messed up because me and Sam have been so inconsistent with it. I think I need to start doing it on more of a regular basis just to get put it back in people's minds. Yeah, I would love someone to reach out and send me a little message. Especially if you do want to go viral. I mean, I say viral, it's not viral, it's my podcast. And it feels funny saying my podcast, it's because I still feel it's our podcast. But yeah, it would be so good if someone reached out and I could give you a little mention. I mean, how cool would that be? Especially if you live really far away. I mean, I'm not discriminating. Anyone can reach out. You could be in the next town along, it's fine. But I'd love to speak to someone from a different country, like a completely different country, where their life is just so different from ours, like from the British way of life. That would be really good. I've been watching Race Across the World, which is one of my favourite programmes, mainly because I like to see travelling, because I'm not really much of a traveller myself, although I do dream of travelling the world. But yeah, I'm not sure actually doing it. I think I'd maybe be a little bit scared of doing that. Although I've told Charlotte that I'd love to do Race Across the World with her. I think because I'd feel safe with a camera crew there, even though I don't want to go on TV. So that's a bit of a weird thing as well, isn't it? Because you'd have to go on TV by the very nature of going on it. But I'd love to go on it, and I think I'd feel safer if there was like a film crew around me, weirdly. But I like it when the contestants get to do homestays and they stay with people from other cultures and other religions, and yeah, that have just got a completely different life, and they're always so friendly and welcoming. I mean, obviously, you know, they've been picked, haven't they? They're not going to get some miserable old couple who hate people to have people in the house. They'll obviously pick the nice people, but yeah, it just fills me with joy a little bit, and I want to meet people like that. So, dear listeners, if you could maybe, just reach out to me, just even one of you, and I'd love to be able to report back on the next podcast. If that even happened. So that's a challenge. I'm just looking at how long I've been talking for. I've got an awful feeling my phone's gone off. But yeah, reach out to me. Say hello. I will give you a mention, and I'm going to do a more organised podcast with a subject, which will either be decluttering your finances or how to laser focus to get the thing that you want more than anything, the thing that you feel. I think in our areas of our life, if we have our career nailed, we might not have the relationship. If we have our home life nailed, we might not have the career. There's always something, I think. I don't think anybody's got it all. And it's kind of about propelling you forward to that next stage. So yeah, maybe as well, if anyone is going to contact me, which I'd love more than anything on earth, tell me what you'd like, and I'll do it. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. So yeah, decluttering your finances or how to get the thing of your dreams. So let me know how that goes, people. Oh, it is still recording, but I've only done like 12 minutes, 13 minutes, which doesn't feel very much, but you know, it's a start. I've done it. I've ripped the plaster off because I was a little bit nervous about doing this on my own, but we've done it. I've got a horrible feeling though. I need to listen to it back to make sure that everything's fine with it before I upload it. So I'm going to do that now. And a very quick funny story. When I uploaded it, so I'm doing it differently. Me and Sam used to do it on Zoom. And I'm sorry to say it's a bit beyond me. I need to have a sit and a play with it. But I just thought, for the sake of getting something out there, you know, that whole saying about it doesn't have to be perfect, just do it, make that first step. That's kind of the mind frame I'm in. So I recorded it on my phone on voice memos of all things, which I don't really use. And when I went to upload it, I had a little bit of a session with Sam on Sunday, and she was telling me all the techie side of it, and it was pretty straightforward on Buzzsprout to upload the podcast. So I was feeling quite chuffed with myself. I uploaded it, and I thought, and thank God I did, I thought I'll just listen to it and make sure it sounds okay. I'd uploaded the wrong bloody voice memo. So it was a voice note which I'd recorded Charlotte having an absolute temper tantrum, probably about 3 or 4 years ago. And I recorded it because I was going to play it to her and say, this is how you sound like when you don't want to get out of bed in the morning. This is how you speak to your mum. And actually, how would you feel if I sent that to Dad? Like, do you think he'd appreciate the way you speak to me? Anyway, typically me, I recorded it and then forgot all about it, so I never even had the conversation with her. But you guys could have ended up listening to that because I very, very nearly uploaded it. I mean, Jesus Christ, can you imagine? That would have been mortifying and really, really bad parenting on my part. So, yeah, luckily for her, that didn't happen, although I do think it would have been very entertaining, but hey ho. So I am going to sign off. I might think of some I don't know. When I listen to Mel Robbins, she calls all her listeners her friends. And when I listen to Fran Amber, she calls all her listeners her bitches. I want a word for people that listen to me, but one of my own. So I'm going to have a big think about that. Yeah. Or can you only do that when you've got a fan base? And am I jumping ahead of myself? Let me know. You could tell me that in the comments. You could be like, who is this audacious person who thinks that she's got enough of a fan base that she could give them a name? I mean, maybe you haven't. Maybe there's just 3 of you listening to it over and over again and doing an awful lot of travelling. But let me know and keep me posted. So I'm going to do another one in, what day is it today? Tuesday. I'm going to start recording on a Sunday again and uploading it first thing on a Monday like Sam used to do. So there's a little bit of consistency about when that's going to happen. And maybe we can get into a little bit of a rhythm with it. And maybe, I do think this hasn't been the best episode ever, obviously, but, you know, not bad for a first one. I hope it's been reasonably entertaining or maybe not even entertaining, but just maybe informative. I don't think I'm as funny on my own. I think I'm quite funny when I'm with Sam. Yeah, I'm funny when I've got someone to bounce off. Although Paul says I'm not funny at all. So make of that what you will. Anyway, lovely people, it's been so nice chatting to you, and I will see you very soon. Bye!
Thanks for joining us today on the Manifestation Pod. We hope you feel inspired to start creating the life that you've been dreaming of.
Remember, we're all in this together and we'd love for you to be part of our community. So don't forget to subscribe, share and connect with us on socials.
We're here every 2 weeks, so catch us next time with more tips and tools to help you manifest the life you deserve.
Until then, keep believing, keep manifesting and keep living that extraordinary life. Bye!
Bye!